Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group C and we will present about the company that we choose, which is Top Glove Corporation Berhad. First of all, let me introduce our group members. In our group, we have Devri Richard, Folinarika Juana Anak Juan, Nurfatin Atika binti Abdurrahman, Muhammad Aiman bin Yaqub, Mairina binti Samad, Nur Zuraima binti Abdullah, Nur Zabiatunisa Ilyana binti Zabidi, and Chai Jiamin. In this part, I would like to present about the introduction of Top Glove Corporation Berhad. Top Glove is the world's largest producer of gloves. It is founded by Dr. Lim Wee Chai in 1991 and acquired 25% of global market. Due to pandemic COVID-19, Top Glove had to extreme measure to lay off employees, giving an early retirement, and freeze the hiring of employees. Now, I will continue with the question 1, which is what the HR planning unit be doing while a retrenchment strategy for human resource is being implemented. The first point the HR planning unit should do is forecasting HR requirements. Forecasting is a fundamental component of business intelligence and it can be considered an integral function of financial management. Plus, forecasting involves predicting future outcomes. Through forecasting, the HR planning unit will be able to determine short-term strategies, long-term plans, and organizational restructuring. The second point is development of talent strategies. Development talent strategies is important to achieve the company's long-term objective. Talent development is a way to help the employees innovate, think out the box, and better themselves. The Top Glove HR planning unit can implement approaches in developing talent strategies, like they can create a strategy that is in line with the company's goals.
So the next thing that the HR planning unit can do during the implementation of retrenchment strategy is that they can assess the current HR capacity. It is important for the HR to assess the current HR capacity because it allows them to identify the knowledge, skills, and ability of their current staff. Therefore, they'll be able to know the KSA gap and through that they can design a specific training and development that can fulfill and improve the gap. Besides, the HR planning unit can also create employee development plan. An employee development plan is a plan that provides a clear path for employees and help them to strengthen their skills and expertise. Therefore, employee development plan is an opportunity for the HR to optimize their capacity and improve their workforce. Last but not least, HR planning unit can create a succession plan. A succession plan can help to reduce the uncertainty by defining the key roles in the company and the qualified workers to take over these roles if anyone leaves. Hence, succession plan will allow the Top Glove to continue to operate their business even if the person who are having the leadership roles retire or leave the company. So now I'm going to pass the presentation to the next presenter.
So I'm going to continue the presentation with question 2, which is determine downsizing strategy for the choosing company. List all the jobs and departments that involve and justify the action. There are a few downsizing strategies we have been chosen for the company. The first downsizing strategy is widespread layoffs, particularly among the blue-collar and unionized rank and farm workers in the section of the firm dealing with the sales during this pandemic situation. The Human Resources Minister Malaysia, Datuk Sri M. Saravanan, has also reviewed a worrying retrenchment scenario due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as he thinks some employers detected committing termination of employee services without informing the HR department. Most of the employer is forced to reduce the workforce as this pandemic has brought them a lot of negative impact in order to reduce the cost or expenditures to cope with the financial difficulties. Secondly, a recruitment freeze is also included in this downsizing strategy. Top Glove Corporation Berhad has declared a hiring freeze to use attrition for additional staff decreases at all levels, including the HR department, in order to minimize the operational costs even more than the layoff. Hiring employees brought a huge expenses for the human resource department. This is because a proper recruitment process included 5-man phase, planning strategy, development, searching, screening, and also evaluation, as all of this add up to a lot of funds. Businesses can postpone hiring new employees during such periods instead of focusing on global markets trend. Last but not least, special one-time inducement to accept early retirement. Early retirement benefits identification is one of the most important methods for lowering workforce expenses and social problems that community face, such as lowering young specialist unemployment rates and maintaining effective and productive job supply, which contribute to community satisfaction. Early retirement incentive schemes in particular have been used as a mechanism for human resource transformation, showing that human resource consolidation is not limited to workforce reduction and that early retirement incentive programs can be used to achieve successful workforce reduction. Besides, there's 3 departments that involved in this downsizing strategy. The first department is referring to the sales department. Job needed in this department is National Sales Director and also Retail Sales. It helps to ensure the sales plan made is implemented correctly and as best as possible so that all the goals and objectives that have been set are achieved. Furthermore, the sales department helps to communicate with the marketing department, so the department can assist in providing strategies to launch the sales plan and formulate a strategy to maintain sales to help the company during this pandemic situation. The last justification for the sales department is to help financial department in maintaining and strengthening the company's stability.
Now I will continue to explain about another 2 departments. First is HR department. In this department, job needed is analyst and HR assistants. Analyst job is for examine company data related to employee analysis to be used as a report to facilitate officers and directors to make a study in more detail. They are not authorized to make any such decisions, but still need to deal with the required information. While HR assistant is more to work directly with high-ranking employees in handling administrative tasks on a daily basis. Human Resource Department is function for adjusting compensation and benefits during downsizing. Next is Financial Department. Job needed in this department is financial accountant. They're responsible providing and reporting accurate and timely financial information. They are also responsible for preparing, interpreting, and analyzing the financial reports. They must analyze the company's finances to see if they are sufficient to be used for the inducement. This department is also required to manage pay reduction during downsizing.
In coping with the pandemic, Top Glove had to use a proper evaluation criteria so that an appropriate setting can be determined. After a few considerations, we had agreed that Top Glove can use quantitative evaluation criteria which consist of trend analysis, Markov analysis, regression analysis to determine the appropriate setting that they need. The first evaluation criteria that can be used is trend analysis. According to Alasdair Ray 2004, trend analysis is a method used to understand the changes that will happen or already happen within an organization in a period of time. Through this analysis, Top Glove needs to refer to its previous data and derive the information from it. Then they will relate the data to discover the pattern or trend that are providing them the way out of their challenges. This analysis also will be useful for Top Glove
to make right decisions about manpower needed by the corporation to function during the pandemic. This will also lead to an appropriate number of employees being laid off and freezing of recruitment. The second analysis that is useful to determine an appropriate setting for top glove is the Markov analysis. The Markov analysis is the method used to forecast the value of a variable whose predicted value is influenced only by its current state and not by any prior activity. In a simpler way of understanding, top glove will be forecasting supply of human resource. We need to consider internal and external supply. By using Markov analysis, top glove were able to fill the vacancy in the organization by using the available resources through the way of transfer, promotions, retired employees, and recall of laid-off employees. This also will avoid more costs when having an external resource that may be demand on recruitment, orientation, and training. In the other hand, the evaluation criteria of quantitative that top glove will be using is the regression analysis. Regression analysis is a form of predictive modeling technique which investigates the relationship between a dependent, which is target, and independent variable, which is S, or predictor. This technique is used for forecasting, time series modeling, and finding the causal effect relationship between the variables. By using this technique, top glove can predict the human workforce needed in the organization based on the used variables. Top glove will know how much dependent, which is employee, needed in the organization based on the demand of the product.
Question 4. What long-term impact would you expect in the company as a result of each of the following? A. Widespread layoff among blue-collar and ununionized workers in all level employees. B. A hiring freeze at all levels. C. Elimination of all formal in-house training. D. Early retirement. And E. Elimination of the company's model employee assistance program. The first impact is widespread layoff among blue-collar and unionized workers in all-level employees. The negative effect is it can increases of directed costs. It is because company often ends up in incurred costs as a result of the layoff in a way to minimize the savings, and it will affect top glove in adding more costs to pay overtime wages to remaining employees. The second effect is emotional distress. It may also happen caused by mass layoff. The worker who is laid off is the most distressed, but other employees that get to stay at top glove are also affected emotionally. Next, the impact of hiring freeze at all levels can affect to restoring financial stability. It is because management will be able in restructuring employees in a way to create greater efficiency when producing goods and services toward the customers. The second effect is re-evaluation of business. This is because this alternative will be a chance for the company to grow strategies and relook at its operations. Next, it also can bring damage to the entire business process. It is because existing employee might have lower opportunity in growing their position to a higher level. Plus, the company might lack of potential and valuable future employees. And the last effect is bad brand image and cost service. It is because employee must do double duty as any replacement cannot be hired. Next, the impact of in-house training elimination. It could affect to
and increase product management, as it can be seen in an organization because training creates more engagement as the customer is more likely to use Top Glove's product and services in a way to get the best satisfaction. And the next, it could lead to unsafe work environment. It is because elimination of all formal in-house training could lead to an unsafe work environment. It is because Top Glove should ensure in providing the employees with adequate health and safety training.
Retirement or semi-retirement effects. Stayers will experience more anxiety and health concerns than retirees. Retirees will have lower job centrality ratings than stayers. The gap between male and female workers will widen and become clearer. Effects of intervention program. Job performance will worsen and no medium to help them, reducing the production and increases the cost. Cannot optimize their workers' abilities to operate or above their maximum capacity ability.
For the conclusion, to meet challenges which were posed by the pandemic, business around the world had to react in an agile and decisive way. They have to conduct actions to collect data and insights on lessons learned from the pandemic, and then using prioritized action in enhancing business value today and build strategic resilience for tomorrow. Business should take a few steps in a way to continue winning in their marketplaces as greater certainty and stability return. Therefore, Top Glove need to take necessary actions such as invested millions of dollars in upgrading housing facilities to ensure that the measurement of strict health were followed to reduce the possibilities in spreading virus at the workplace.